It was back in the late 40s and early 50s that the Aluminum Company of Canada was working with the provincial government and federal, and that they were given a water resource to build an aluminum smelter. So before that, there was nothing here. So it was the Aluminum Company of Canada in the day that actually built Kitimat, and it's why we exist today. And they realized what the opportunity was for a hydroelectric resource here, and also for an aluminum smelter being close to the ocean with the beautiful Douglas Channel, and it's ice-free year-round, etc., and what the opportunities were here. We have LNG opportunities here. There's two major projects that are currently on hold because of global conditions, but they're just waiting for the right time, which will come. So the first one is Kitimat LNG, which is a partnership between Chevron and Woodside from Australia. And so they have a project that's just down the channel a ways, and they're on actual Haisla Nation reserve land. And the other big project, of course, is LNG Canada, which is a joint venture partnership between Shell, Mitsubishi, KOGAS, and PetroChina. And both those projects right now, because of the world economy and because there's an excess of natural gas on the market right now, both of those projects are on hold. But we are very confident that in the future, it might be a couple of years, maybe a little bit longer, they will go ahead. There's also opportunities in Kitimat now. There's two refinery proposals. So to take diluted bitumen from Alberta, or take the oil sands, and to refine it into gasoline and diesel, etc., and then have that shipped overseas instead of the prospect of just shipping the dangers, the environmental concerns that come with shipping undiluted bitumen. And what happens if you happen to have an environmental disaster with a shipwreck with diluted bitumen? Much, much worse than if you have a shipwreck with gasoline or diesel. So we support industry, we support development, but not at any cost. You can see here our motto in Kitimat is Kitimat, a marvel of industry and nature. So we've got beautiful surroundings, beautiful environment, but we're also supportive of industry. But it only goes so far. You have to always balance your risk versus benefit. And on the Enbridge project, that was the one project in a million pretty much where the community stood up and said, sorry, we can't support that. There's way too much risk for what the benefit is. And so that was one project where the community said, sorry, that we can't support. But there's no doubt in my mind that refinery project, because of the less impact or the less chance of having an environmental disaster, and plus you get many more jobs out of a refinery than you just do having a marine terminal. So that the refineries would be a much better solution, not just environmentally wise, but even for Canada as a nation. You're much better off, of course, creating jobs by refining your resources and creating jobs in Canada, rather than just taking it out of the ground and shipping it somewhere else to be refined. Something we are very fortunate of in Kitimat is that we have a local First Nations that are also pro-business and pro-industry when things are done properly. The land across the road is theirs, and the building that's being built there is actually being leased by one of the LNG Canada. So even though they have no final investment decision, they're not doing anything, they actually already have committed to leasing a number of those rooms in that place, and that's the reason there's one building right now. The full build on that project is for 3 buildings like that, plus a restaurant and a hotel, and also a little commercial or a business complex thing. So, and then of course when you just came into town, there was a big clearing that was going to be a camp and another hotel. So that one is on hold right now, awaiting further commitments from LNG or refinery proposals. We're slowly building, but we're starting to get a great relationship with our neighbors, the Haisla Nation. And really, you know, we're so close together as communities that it only makes sense that we should be working together on projects and helping each other out. And we're also looking at working together on the west side development, where the Chevron, the Kitimat LNG site's going to be, and numerous other ones, proposals. We're also working on that together to see that there should be some recreational opportunities there too, not just industry. We have this beautiful environment here. We need to be able to ensure that people get to enjoy that too, not that it's all industry. So my day job, I'm an automotive technician by trade, and I've had my own business now for just over 25 years. And that's what actually puts the food on the table.